Hello, beautiful humans. I'm Jen Madrone, and today I want to talk about the purging effect of spiritual awakening and transformation. Because there's a funny thing that happens when we go through this extreme process of growth and transformation. We have an experience of awakening that changes us on a lot of levels from the inside out and essentially raises our vibration. But when this happens, everything that is not in vibration with this new way of being is pushed to the surface. And this can happen in the beginning of the awakening process. This can happen each time we level up, each time we come to a new place in our path of transformation where we have a deeper understanding, where we've made a certain leap in consciousness. And that forces more of the old toxins, the old issues, anything that's still latent and, that laying inside of us, just waiting for that moment for it to be cleared out and cleaned out. And so often in the process of awakening, we have an experience of feeling some of us at some times of feeling very blissful, of feeling that quintessential awakening experience, and we feel amazing. We're opened up, we're elevated, our consciousness is opened, and we feel very much aligned with ourselves, with spirit, and with the world around us. And then things start to change. Often we go back somewhat to the way things were. The blissful experience wears down. And that's really to show us what is possible. And so then we return to life with this whole new way of seeing things. And we realize that there's a lot of work we have to do. And we are assisted in that work by being forced to look at all the things that have made us uncomfortable, that have made us suffer, that have caused us trauma and pain in our life. And all of these things are pushed to the surface so that we can clear them out, so that we can look them in the eye and transform them and release them. And so when this happens, it can be really, really uncomfortable. It can be really confusing because we go, from 1 minute to feeling very elevated, very awake. And then the next minute, we just feel toxic again, and maybe even more so than ever before, because now we have a new awareness of what it is that we're carrying with us, what it is that we've allowed to weigh us down and hide from our light. And so when this comes to the surface, it can have a lot of different effects on us. Physically, it can have an effect because it is a physical detox that is happening as well. And so we may feel exhausted, we may feel tired, we may feel nauseous, we may feel just out of balance and just off in general. Emotionally, there is pretty much always a lot of emotions that come up with this purging. It can be crying, it can be anger, it can be jealousy, it can be fear, it can be any of those heavy emotions. And often it's a whole mix of them, a whole cocktail of heavy emotions that come up. And then the confusion sets in because we're trying to figure it all out. And sometimes we can put a particular story with a particular emotion or a particular feeling. Sometimes it's obvious that there's, what it is from the past that is coming up. And other times it's just a whole mix of events, and there isn't one specific thing. And so it can feel really confusing because our mind wants to know what's going on. Our mind is trying to figure it all out, make sense of it so that it can fix it. But in this case, fixing it doesn't work. We have to feel it. We have to experience, we have to see it, recognize it, and release it. And this process is essential to awakening, essential to being able to connect deeply with our true self, because these are all the things that have blocked us from connecting with who we really are, from living our purpose and feeling that joy and that light and that pure spirit that we brought to this planet. And so this process is so important. We have to stay with it, even though we often want to run and hide from it, because purging is never fun. Um, but it is so important. So whether it's a physical purge or an emotional purge, a mental purge, we know that we feel lighter afterwards once we've released it. We feel lighter, we feel more clear, and we feel more ready to live our lives. And so we have to keep working with the process, staying present with it, staying present with what we're feeling, um, and supporting our bodies through it. So getting a lot of rest, eating good food, drinking, a lot of good water is essential. Exercise, all of the ways that you can support your body through this process are really, really important. And as I've been saying over the last many videos, there's just so many comparisons to what is going on globally and in our country, to what happens in the awakening process. And we can see this purge happening globally for us right now. And as a nation, we're purging the racism, we're purging the misogyny, we're purging the sexual abuse. We're purging the abuse of power, and it's not pretty and it doesn't feel good. It's extremely painful. Many people are resisting as much as possible, but it is an essential part of the process for this global awakening, for this shift that we're all experiencing right now. And so, even though it is so painful, we have to stay present with the process. We have to stay present with ourselves. And remembering that even though this purging is a part of our personal awakening process, when it shows up in the collective awakening process, it's like an extra push for our personal process. It brings up even more to the surface. And so you may feel, even more of your own personal purging happening right now, no matter where you are in this process of awakening. And so stay present with it, love the shit out of yourself through it, take good care of yourself. And if you're wanting help, if you feel like you really need some help and assistance in moving through this part of the process or any part of the awakening process, then please reach out to me, send me a private message, and we can see if the work that I do with my clients would be a good fit for you. So sending you guys so much love as we navigate this new reality that is emerging, and just keep purging, let it move, and know that when it moves, we will be lighter, clearer, and much more conscious. All right, love you all. If you have any questions, please put them here in the comments. And oh, hi, Katie. I just saw that you popped up. Yes, it is happening for so many of us right now. It's so nice to see your face on here too. All right, so much love to you all, and I'll see you in the group. Have a great day.